Or are you lagging?
Yeah, is it still glitching?
It might, but just have your phone on the
I'm
ready in
lagging a
case.
little.
We'll
Okay,
figure it
I'm
out.
ready.
We'll roll with it, you guys. This shows you that you can have a successful coaching business even if you're not perfectly 100% on it and ready. But thanks for joining us tonight, you guys. Morgan and I definitely want to honor your guys' time because we know that like some of you are busy moms and we all have so many things going on. But we just wanted to first of all say thank you for giving us your time tonight. Oops, hold on, I didn't record this yet. Oh, just kidding, I am. Ha, my bad. See, clearly hot messes here. But we just want to say thank you for joining us. Morgan and I have similar stories, but we're definitely two very different people. And we've both found success and happiness through coaching. And really what we wanted this to be for you guys tonight is just an opportunity to hear from two people that you know, right? Like maybe you follow other coaches on social media, or maybe you've been following Morgan or myself for a while. I know a lot of you are in our current challenge groups and you're just kind of maybe having that little pull or draw or even just the curiosity about coaching. And that's sort of how I actually got interested in coaching too. And Morgan, I'll just kind of kick us off here. So I've been coaching for 4 years now. I started in September of 2015. And what started off my coaching journey was seeing a post on Facebook from my coach, Molly, posting about a 21-day fix challenge group. And what's really funny about this is that I actually had like illegally pirated, which is like so bad, like now looking back, but like I had like back in the day, like illegally pirated P90X and had like attempted that program. I also had attempted 21-day fix on my own, but with no avail. Like I didn't have any accountability. I thought it was way too difficult. And so I put it in the closet. I never touched it again until I saw this post from Molly. And Molly was a straight up acquaintance from college. I used to go to her group fitness classes, and that's how I knew who she was. So, excuse me, I reached out to her. I was like, I already own this program. I need to order some of that Shakeology stuff. I want to do your group. And so I started in her challenge groups like I know a lot of you guys are doing right now. And I loved the community. I just loved the online aspect of the community. I loved the meal plans, and I really loved having a coach and having somebody to go to for questions or motivation. Like I really enjoyed it. A couple months into the challenge group, Molly said to me, she was like, you know, Cait, have you considered coaching at all? And at first I said no because I was so nervous because at the time I was still 20 pounds heavier. I actually like, I was kind of like dabbling in the challenge group, but like, I was still not perfectly following the meal, but not that I perfectly follow it now, but you know what I mean? I could have been doing more. But I had thought about it. And the reason I had thought about it was I had seen Molly post, she was with like two other girls sitting on their deck eating fajitas at her house. And it was like me and my coach girls having a great girls' night. And I just remember seeing that post come on Facebook, and I was in the challenge group and I was enjoying it. And I was like, damn, I'm fun. I like fajitas. Like, why aren't I a coach? Like the thought had crossed my mind, And so it kind of, my interest was definitely sparked. And so I told Molly I'd think about it. I thought about it for a couple days, and then I was just like, screw it. And I said yes to coaching. And so when I started coaching, you guys, I started on September 1st. Remember, I was a teacher. So that is literally the weekend before school started. We started on like the 7th or whatever it is after Labor Day. And I was a second-year teacher. I actually had moved grade levels. So not only was it the beginning of the school year, but I was teaching a brand new grade level, all new curriculum, and I was on the equity team as well as a different after-school program. So I had two committees, brand new job, and I was super busy. I was adulting, right? Like, and the thing is, everybody has something that makes them busy or has a reason why maybe they don't have the time for this. But I knew I wanted to stay accountable to my fitness goals. I always used to make the joke that if I worked out and got paid for it, that I would do it, which is like literally my full-time job now. So anyway, started coaching on the side, fell in love with the community, fell in love with helping other people, fell in love with getting my own results. Running challenge groups was so much fun, still is so much fun. And then fast forward, and we'll talk about this a little bit later on, but as I continued coaching and growing this as a side business, my initial income goal was really just to pay for my Shakeology. And now I am able to, through the hard work and diligence and skill and learning that I've put in over the 4 years, have a 6-figure from home business. And all the stuff that I did as a brand new coach is still what I do now, which is pretty amazing. And then I get to mentor people like Morgan to do the same thing. And so that's a little bit of my journey now. And so it's kind of similar, but very different also from Morgan. So Morgan, let's hear about your journey into saying yes to coaching, because it kind of makes me giggle.
Okay, yeah, so it's kind of similar to Cait's. So Cait and I met on Instagram, and I don't know, she found me somehow. I started following her, and I kept seeing her always post about her fitness journey. And I mean, at the time I was teaching, and I didn't really have anything going on. I would go to the gym here and there, but nothing really serious. I was never ever like really committed to something. And I knew that I needed a change, and I watched her, and I think Cait, I was trying to like look back and see if I could figure it out, but I think she invited me to a challenge group, not even coaching, I would say maybe 6 times. Like probably 6 like invites saying like, hey, I'm having a group this month, kind of like what I do now, are you interested in joining? And every single time, if you read Cait's Instagram post today, I was like, oh, I have a lot going on with teaching, or I just don't have time, or, all the things that go through our mind when someone asks us to join. And it took about 6 times. And then I was like, fine, like I'm going to do it. Like, I'm just going to see what happens. Like what would happen? I remember asking myself, what would happen if I go all in one time? Like what is that going to look like? Like I'm going to show up for, I think it was 6 weeks. Yeah. Transform 20 was my first program. And I said, I'm going to commit to 6 weeks, and then we'll just see if this is for me. And I did it, and I'm down 18 pounds, and I did Transform 20 3 times. So I don't remember how much weight I lost in the first round, but I was obsessed, and I was like, okay, I'm going to keep doing it. I loved the challenge groups. I loved the accountability. I loved the community of women in there, which was big for me because some of you, like Carly knows me, but like I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and I had a big group of friends in college, and then I got a teaching job 6 hours away from home. So all my friends are back home. I lost a lot of community that way, and I was just really searching for that. So I got that in the challenge groups, and I loved it. So I was super consistent with my shakes and my workouts and kept getting results. And then Cait asked me again. She started asking me about the coaching opportunity, and I was like, definitely no. I was like, definitely not for me. I'm not into that. And because I love essential oils, and I had been doing that marketing company for a while just to get the discount. I wasn't super business oriented with it. I just wanted to do it. But then I kept getting that little tug of coaching, and some of you are here tonight, and you might be feeling that a little bit of tug. And I kept kind of ignoring it and pushing it down, watching Cait's Instagram, talking to people in the challenge groups. And I was like, I got to do this. Like, I remember texting Cait or messaging her, whatever, and saying, I've had this tug for a while. I have to do it. Like, I'm ready to do it. So I actually stopped with the essential oils, and I dove into coaching, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, I'm clueless. I have no idea. Everyone help me. But our team is amazing, and it's just been such a journey for me with just the community and the women, and I'm still getting results. I'm more accountable than ever, and I just get to lead from the front and help other women experience what I have. So I started coaching in March. I actually looked that up tonight because I wasn't sure. So I've been coaching for 6 months, which is crazy that it went like that fast, but it's 6 months in October. So that's kind of my journey, and I love it. I love the community, and I want to share it with everybody. So
yes. Oh my God. And you guys, and if you guys are on a computer or that, you can always throw stuff in the little chat box. Like it won't ping or make a noise. So like we can have like a convo, because I know a lot of you are multitasking, but I just think that is so relatable, because it's like, I giggle now because like you guys, Morgan, from the second she was in the challenge group, like even before that, and like, let's just talk about this really quick, because this is, I know, like an apprehension, and we're going to actually segue into that now, is like a lot of people get a fear around maybe coaching, because they're like, I love the programs, I love the accountability, I'm definitely intrigued by the income piece of this and having a side income for my family, but I don't want to be that girl on Instagram or Facebook, right? Because we all kind of have seen that girl, right? Like the person who does it icky, or the person who only talks about their company that they're working for, or the person who sends you a gross message, right? Like we've all experienced that. And I know that was an apprehension that I had, because I'm a very like, I don't really give a shit if you like me or not person. But even me being that kind of person, I had the fear of being that girl. I didn't want to be annoying on social media. And I did have the fear of like, I'm 20 pounds heavier. And at the time, I didn't even know I'd lose 20 pounds with this. I thought I'd lose like 10. But I was so nervous that I was like, who am I? I'm not credible. I'm a freaking third grade teacher. Like, I like fitness. I like nutrition, but I'm not some expert. And you guys, that's the beauty of being a coach. You don't have to be an expert. No one's going to ask you to claim to be an expert. All you need to be is a person who, exactly like Morgan said, leads from the front. And so I knew in my heart and soul that if I continued to do these programs, and if I continued to do personal development, and if I continued to share my journey amongst the other stuff, like here's my dog, like here's my engagement, here's my life, like I think you guys would know if you went to my social media, I'm not only just talking about Beachbody. I'm not only talking about Shakeology. And that is something where Morgan and I and our entire team would literally teach you to go grow into the best version of yourself, go get your own results and pepper it in and share it along the way. And you guys, I know all of you here are getting results on programs because I've seen you in challenge groups, but it's like, you also have to realize that when you, like, I think of it this way. When I go shopping somewhere that I love, I literally will tell everybody about it. Like I shopped today, no shame, at Abercrombie & Fitch, and I got the cutest pair of jeans ever, and they were 50% off, and I'm going to totally Insta story about them tomorrow and tell everybody that Abercrombie & Fitch is back, okay? Still here, never left. No, I'm just kidding. But actually, like, that's exactly, Morgan.
I'm dead.
They're so cute. Wait till you see them. I feel like they're totally your style too.
Okay.
Also, Morgan and I have learned we're like twins in the past 6 months. It's best. But anywho, you guys, it's the same thing here. Like I never feel bad about inviting somebody because I love these programs so much. And I never do it in a way where it's not, I would, like, we would never mentor you to go invite someone that you've never, ever, ever spoken to. Like we always connect with people first. And you guys, honestly, your first 3 months of the business, your challenge groups are going to be people you know. Like literally my first challenge group, my inviting was like, hey, I'm going to do, like, I literally picked up the phone and I called like my cousin and my sisters and my coworker. So that was kind of a looped in of my apprehension, but I didn't want to be annoying. And I also had that who am I to be credible type fear. But really what builds credibility, you guys, is doing the damn thing, is getting your own results, is growing and learning and literally doing what Morgan and I help mentor you to do, because whatever you're afraid of or whatever you're like, oh, I might fail at that, we've 100% already failed at it or been stupid at it and can be like, oh girl, I can help you through it. So I think that was my biggest apprehension. Morgan, I think yours a lot was time. So do you kind of want to? Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
I think I know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree with, I literally made a list in my phone about like all the things that I would tell you, but that for me was the biggest one. I remember thinking to myself, I can't do one more thing. Like I don't have time to do one more thing, which is honestly, and I'm just going to be real with you, a very limiting belief that you have right now if you're thinking that, because I know we're all busy and I know some of you work crazy shifts and things like that, but you need to be very, very intentional about your time. Whether you're running a business, whether you're in a fitness and nutrition journey, whatever you're doing, you have to be intentional about your time. And when I really sat down and looked at how I was spending 30-minute increments of time throughout my day, I realized that I had a lot more time than I thought that I did. And just learning to fail forward and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't, and just getting mentored, those kinds of things are going to get rid of those limiting beliefs about I don't have time, I'm not where I think I should be, I don't know how to run a business, I've never known anything about a business before. Those kind of things. It's just getting rid of those limiting beliefs and just going for it.
Totally. And like also too, you guys, like again, like oh my God, sorry, Henry's literally snoring. He's so loud. Oh my God. Sorry, my child is being so naughty. But we also, like, our team is comprised of so many different types of people. You know, we literally have women on our team who are like our moms of 2 and they're a mail carrier, to high performing corporate women who are working on their MBA, to people who literally have 5 children. So know that this is like something where that's a big thing that we would help you do is where can we fit in literally, you guys, 30 minutes, a 15-minute pocket of time, a couple different places to fit this in and to fit into your lifestyle. Like you can mold this coaching to fit into your life. And also you guys, for all of you, because I know you're all doing programs, like you're already working out, you're already drinking Shakeology, you're likely already listening to personal development, you're already checking into the challenge group, like you're literally already doing the main things that a coach does. The only thing that you're not doing is probably sharing your journey publicly and asking people to come be with you along for the ride.
And a lot of you are probably already on social media anyway. I mean, that was me. That's what Cait said. She was like, you're already on social media. You're already getting the results. You're already in the challenge groups. Like, you're basically doing what a coach does without actually doing it. Like, totally. and that was a light bulb for me too.
Yeah. Especially when I always like tell coaches, I'm like, if you scroll social media for 30 minutes, if you swap that 30 minutes out to work your business instead of scrolling and doing, because also to you guys, like with social media, like you're either a consumer of it or you're a producer of it. No matter what, there's not one person who can say that they're never on social media, especially in today's world and society and all the crazy stuff going on. It's like, I truly look at part of my message of trying to be a positive person through this to really bring some light in the darkness of like our world. Like, I know that that's like way deep for a Thursday night, but it's crazy out there. It's like, why not be someone who brings a little bit of joy and happiness to others? So that's kind of like our main apprehensions and a little bit of our story. So now let's shift quickly, you guys, some gears here to just really quick talk about the income piece of this. Cause you might be like, okay, cool. Like you work out, you drink your Shakeology, you read some personal development, you guys like hang out with each other, but like, how do I actually make an income from this? Right. And first of all, me and Morgan talk about this all the time with each other, but it's like, please be unapologetic for the fact that you might want an income, a side income on top of what you're already doing. Morgan and I are both like in education. I was a teacher. She is a teacher. And I know for myself, like it has truly changed our life. And this is where I will insert the income disclaimer where Morgan and I, you know, this has come because we have been very diligent. We've been very consistent over time. I've been consistent for 4 years. Morgan's been consistent for 6 months. Nothing is guaranteed, right? But I'm sitting here as an example of longevity here of 4 years of work. I put in probably about 45 minutes to an hour and a half split up into time my first couple of years of the business. And now 4 years later, like I said, this is a 6-figure business that I'm able to do on my own terms, my own time, you know, and it's possible for you to. I really want you to see that from Morgan and myself and Morgan will talk a little bit about her income experience here in a second, but know that if we've done it, we're truly able to help you do the same thing. So there's 2 ways that you can make an income there's multiple ways you can make income with coaching. The first way is just straight up commissions. So the first way that you can make income is just, let's say your best friend, your mom, and your sister are your first challengers, which is pretty likely that they'll be someone that you know really well, which is so fun. Let's say those 3 people buy a challenge pack. You just get a 25% commission off each of those challenge packs. And what's really, really cool about Beachbody is that it's super easy to basically cover your own cost of your product within your first month. It's 3 people. I guarantee, like I know 3 people in my life close that could come and do this. So just straight up commissions of anything that you sell. The other way that you make an income through coaching is through what's called a team cycle bonus. And that's when you start to create your own team of other people doing this with you. So Morgan contributes, I contribute to Morgan's, we all contribute with each other to this team cycle bonus. Basically, all that means is that you have 2 people on your team. Now, that could be 2 people that also want to run the business. We see this all the time. It's really fun when people come in as pairs, like me and my best friend are going to do this together. Or, you know, I have a couple of coaches on my team that are 2 sisters and they're running their businesses, you know? So the second that you have 2 people signed up with you, you have a team and you're eligible for team cycle bonuses. And that's really the longevity piece of this, where that's why now I'm able to run this as a full-time business. And you guys, all I do is mentor people literally to stay accountable to their own fitness goals, drink their Shakeology, read personal development, share their story in a non-gross way, and ask people politely to join them. Like that is literally still my job. And so those are the two ways that you can make income with Beachbody. And it is the coolest thing ever, you guys, to see this compound over time. So again, I've coached for 4 years now. My paychecks in the beginning of this, my goal was literally to pay for my Shakeology. And you guys, this is my nightmare, but I'll share it with you.
Caitlin.
I know. Morgan knows they're always done and they're not. I'm going tomorrow because this is actually, like, this is also that, you know, I'm comfortable with you guys because this is my nightmare. Can't believe I just showed that. But I wanted to do those two things. So every goal made it my month to help 5 people because I knew, okay, I'll cover the cost of my Shakeology and I'll have a little bit left over to go get those nails done or save for, you know, whatever. And in 4 years, I've never not helped 5 people because there's always people out there who need our help. And it brings you people like now Morgan is literally one of like my best friends in this business and like in life. It brings you people like that. And so I just want you guys to really realize what's possible. And I'm, you know, super passionate about helping this team and people on here live a life that's really healthy, but also financially healthy so that you can pay off that debt or save for your children's college or go on a family vacation and maybe fight with your spouse a little bit less about money or do a Target run and not feel guilty, you know? So, that's the income piece of this. And Morgan, do you want to maybe talk a little bit about what it's looked like for you since you've only been coaching for 6 months?
Sure. So in the beginning, obviously, like Cait said, a lot of my first challengers was like people that were super close to me. My mom actually just joined, but I'm a little bitter about that. But so yeah, I got a couple people that were really close to me. And in the beginning, about 6 months ago, my checks, I'll be super transparent with y'all because that doesn't bother me talking about income. But I was making about like $50 to $100 like a week, depending on how many people I would sign up for, you know, that week or whatever. But now, I mean, I'm making like 200, 300 sometimes a week. And obviously that varies within the month and what's going on. But I mean, that has just been huge for me, especially because some of you know, I'm getting married in July and we've just had so many expenses pop up and, you know, things that we need to do that are out of our normal spending. And it's just really blessed me in that way where I can say, right, it's okay. I can get it because of my coaching check this week. And I mean, that's not a lot of money, but it's helping.
That is
and
huge,
I remember
that's huge.
I mean, it is like, I just made an Instagram post the other day that it paid for my save the dates. I mean, all of our save the dates, and we have like Cait knows, we have a really big wedding. So, I mean, it's just been really helpful and it's totally doable. Like if you're willing to put in the work and show up, you can totally accomplish that.
Yeah. Oh, I love that so much. And like, that's the thing too, you guys, that's really cool about this business as far as an income piece goes, is that you're literally getting paid to help people be their best selves. Whether that's your challenger and helping, you know, maybe a fellow mom find her routine, or maybe it's finding that woman who just went through a really bad breakup and you get to, you know, introduce her to some personal development or whatever it is. It's like, you are making an income to help your family, to help other people. And those $50 paychecks in the start, that's what I think is really fun for me doing this a little bit longer now, is me seeing my coaches create that income for their family. When I remember, like, you know, my first paychecks, like I remember going to the Dollar Tree and filling up my cart full of a bunch of crap for my students and being like, I don't have to worry about this. Like it really is so life-changing. And even to you guys, like, and then we'll move on from this, but like even dumb stuff, like I love to like donate money to like random causes that I love. Like I love being able to like see something like that, or like a GoFundMe on Facebook of someone that you're like, oh dang, I love that family. And like being able to literally give them like $50 and it's no skin off your back is such a cool feeling. So that's just a little piece about income that we wanted to touch on too, because that's obviously a driver for people to do this beyond just getting fit and community and all that kind of stuff. So, Morgan, let's kind of just wrap this up with talking about how this is just overall like improved our life and kind of for the better, just made life like better. And then we can open it up to questions if anybody has any. But Morgan, why don't you kind of start it off here since we have you with your 6 months experience here.
Sure. So just honestly, and I know Cait and I have talked about this all the time, but coaching has just showed up in all of the areas of my life that I didn't think it would like kind of bleed into. And I would say for me, number one, that's really just changed so much for me, especially with coaching, is my mindset. Personal development was huge for me when I was doing challenge groups before I was coaching, and it kind of kept me accountable and kept me going. But it's really drove my business, because there's going to be times where your business is hard and your business is rough and things aren't working out the way that you want them to be. But this up here is the most important part of all of that. And that's just been huge for me. And then just listening to personal development about my business, I've also implemented that into all the other areas of my life, with teaching, with my relationship, with, my faith, all of those things. And it just, when you start your day, because I always start my day with personal development, when you start your day like that, it just bleeds into all the areas of your life, and it just really makes you a better human. So that's kind of, for me, what's been the most, I think.
And your confidence in the past 6 months, like, I wish I could actually rewind to like the first Transform 20, because now I'm like, it, like, again, like, that's the best part about being a coach, like, long time. I always say the best, everything's the best part, but whatever. But it's like, it is so fun. It's like, it's so fun to see. I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm so proud of you.
Well, I know. And like, I got, we were just talking about income, but like, yeah, that's amazing. I'm always like, whoa, when I get that income check coming in. But I'm even more excited when I get those challengers, those text messages, those Instagram messages that saying, oh my God, like, I've lost 7 pounds, or I've never felt this good, or like, thank you so much for reaching out to me. Like, those are just so rewarding things.
And they always come on the day you need them the most. Like, I was having a bad day the other day when I was getting over my sickness, and one of my like long-standing challengers, Kim, sent me the sweetest email, and I was like, my life's so good. Like, they always come when you need it. But no, Morgan, I love that so much. And I'm just so excited for your wedding and just everything. It's so good. Also, like, can you even imagine being in a relationship without coaching? Like, me and Zach talk about that all the time. Like,
I know. Ryan's like, you're just a better person. Ryan's like, you're a better human.
Or sometimes it's bad when he's like, I don't need Coach Cait right now. I just need my wife. I'm like, well, they're the same, honey. Sorry. TMI. Okay, so how coaching has changed my life is like, I can't even sometimes.
Yeah, how are you going to talk about this?
I don't even know. And what's cool, you guys, about this is like, I'm 4 years into coaching, right? Like, and I'm a little over a year of doing this as my full-time job. And truly, you guys, there is nothing in my life that has made me grow more as a person in literally every area of my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. My relationship with my husband, faith, like, my mindset, like who I am, like I have changed for the better in literally every area. And especially, you guys, like financially, yeah, I could go on and on about how that's changed my life. I went from like not being in debt. Thankfully, I was really fortunate. I didn't have a lot of debt, but living from paycheck to paycheck and kind of having that like negative mindset where I was like, well, I guess this is it. And again, like that's really like the money to me at the end of the day is very secondary to what's happened up here and what's happened in here, because I am a much happier person. I know who I am. I've never felt so confident in myself and my mission. And coaching, you guys, has allowed myself and Zach to dream so much bigger. For myself, the way that I've seen this coaching community impact my husband is honestly one of my favorite pieces of this, because he was very much in the beginning, just like, yeah, like do your thing. Like he was always supportive, but now, like you guys, we were at a coaching event in July, in Indianapolis, and we were all at a dinner for celebrating my friend Molly's accomplishment that she had in business. And at the dinner, I had everybody, because I like scheming and making people feel good. So I made everybody say something about Molly and like, how coaching has changed our life. And when it got to Zach, because he was with us, he literally was like, I know how to dream. And I never knew how to do that until coaching. And it's like, if that doesn't tell you what changes your life, like, I don't know like what can. And so just know, you guys, any fear that you have, any apprehension, any limiting belief that you have, like Morgan and I have had it. And that's why you have us. Like we're kind of a 2-for-1 deal. Like the whole team, if you're here because of Morgan invited you, if you're watching this later because Morgan invited you, like you still get me as a mentor and vice versa. Like we team up for so many things. You're never going to be alone on this team. Like we will help you. And as long as you show up, we'll show up to help you be successful. And just know that you're totally made for more, and that literally the only regret, and I'm sure I know Morgan agrees with this one, that I have is that I didn't find it sooner and start sooner. And that's honestly my only regret with this. So yeah, does anybody have questions? I know a few of you are on live. Otherwise, we can just wrap it up. But if anybody has like a burning question that they want to ask right now, we can do that. Otherwise, I know a lot of people were multitasking.
Or you can type it too in the chat box if you want to. Mm-hmm.
Henry's like, oh, here we go. How do you deal with people who maybe say that it's a scam? Well, it's not a scam. So if people want to tell me that it's a scam, I'm also a very inquiring mind. So if people have a negative opinion, I just am like, oh, can you tell me more about that? And also, you guys, I've done this for 4 years. I can count on my hand the number of times I've had a hater. Literally maybe 5 times where someone has like outright been like, this is a scam or whatever. And so know that the positivity far outweighs the negativity. Like, I don't know about you, Morgan, like, have you really dealt with that?
I mean, no, I don't think so. I mean, like you said, maybe just like a couple of people. And honestly, like I've heard it's like, it's a pyramid scheme, or that's, you know, not legal or things like that. I mean, Beachbody's been around we just celebrated our 25 year.
Yeah.
It's perfectly legal. It's perfectly fine. So I don't really pay attention. And I say this to Cait too, when we were on our last coaching call, I was always more concerned about the people that were hating that I didn't know that they were hating. You know what I mean? Like silently judging, right? Because that's what everyone's worried about. And Rachel Hollis's #1 quote, and I say this all the time to me, is like, someone else's opinion of you is none of your business. And I literally say that mantra over and over and over again when I'm concerned about someone's like judging me, or someone doesn't like what I post, or, oh, this is going to offend someone, or they're not going to like this, or whatever. That is like my mantra.
Yep, totally. And honestly too, like, some people, like, I don't know. It's just also too, like, I always think about if I have ever had someone negative, honestly, coaching has taught me to be a much nicer person and be like, well, maybe that they need some personal development, you know?
Right.
Okay. Carly said, I feel like everyone I know already is involved with Beachbody somehow. I always wonder where I'd find people to join me. Okay. That's like a super good question because, can I start this one, Morgan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Here is the deal. And let me do this because I've been around the block longer. There are still people today I had an appointment, and the women that were checking me into my appointment were like, what's your job again? And I was like, oh, like I'm a full-time Beachbody coach. So like I help women with their health and fitness. Like, what is it? Like, and these were like women who were like 35. Like they weren't old people who didn't know it. Like to this day, 4 years later, I still encounter people all the time that I talk to who have never heard of Beachbody, who have never heard of our programs, or if they have, they're like, oh, I've heard of P90X. Actually, the name recognition is really nice because, like Morgan said, we're a company that's been around for 20 plus years. It's recognizable. Sean T is recognizable. People know who he is. People know who Tony Horton is. It actually is very legitimizing that people, when they do hear of it, have an experience. And Carly, know that your apprehension and your question is super common. But again, I just said that for 4 years, I have at the very least had 5 people every single month join me. I've never missed 1 month where I haven't had at least 5 or more challengers join me or coaches join my team. And I have yet to run out of people, and I never will, because there is an obesity epidemic and a mindset epidemic in this country and in this world. So I know that I will never run out of people to join me because there will always be somebody out there to help me. And that also comes with time. But just know, Carly, I'm sure that there's people in their life who would be happy to get a message from you to join them. But what do you think, Morgan? Because
Car, I definitely I had that thought in the beginning too, because same as you, like on Instagram, I had follow girls and I'm like, oh, everyone's doing Beachbody or they're a coach or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, and that's a thing that we mentor you with too, on how to find new people, how to expand outside of the people that do Beachbody, and like building those relationships on social media, building those relationships with your coworkers, people that are around you. That's kind of where I started with women that I worked with. And then I kind of went on social media, and Cait helped me with that. And in the mentorship groups and in Hustle with Heart, we talk about how to do that, where to find people. We have explicit training on that. I mean, you will never feel like I don't know what to do. We're always here to help you if you're willing to do it and go for it. So know that we will help you. And there are people, I'm the same as Cait. I get new challengers every single month, every month. That like they show up because people need this, and it might take 4 months to invite one person, but I just signed up a girl tonight that I've probably invited 10 times. Like, I'm not kidding. So that it will happen.
And the best thing you can do, the best thing you can do, Carly, is get your own results. Like people can't like not even use the word argue, but like you don't run out of people when you continue to get results from your programs. And don't think that you have to be like drastic. Like, I'm at the point now in my fitness journey, like I don't lose a lot of weight. Like, I might lose like 2 or 3 pounds, or like on a trip gain 3 pounds, lose it. So, but people cannot argue with my results. And so people always come back. And really quick, you guys, let's just talk about this. Like, seasonality, if you were to sign up as a coach right now, that is the smartest decision that you will make, because you can, in the next 2-3 months here, learn the ropes, learn how to rock your journey, learn, we can mentor you, because guess what we're approaching? The new year. And people are looking for people. Everyone and their freaking grandma is looking for a solution January through March.
New Year's resolution.
It is a very lucrative and a very fun and a very exciting time to be a coach. And it is so smart to learn the ropes now and show up now. Because what happens is that when it's February and someone's LA Fitness membership is burning a hole in their pocket because they're not going, they will remember how you showed up in October and November and December, and they will sign up with you later on. So like, I'm not even kidding when I say like probably 80% of the people who have said no to me over the years eventually come around. Even the ones who said no to me 4 years ago, now they're like, oh, you're still doing this. I'm like, never leaving. And now they're in my challenge group. So you will have that fear, Carly, but we can totally help you through it too.
Yes.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Those are really good. Does anybody have a different one?
I can't really see Cait, so you also.
I can do it if there is
Okay.
one. I know Emily was juggling children, so she probably can't ask. Otherwise, we can honor your time and wrap this sucker up. Okay, let's just wrap up so people can get on with their night. But you guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight and listening to Morgan and I chat your ear off. I hope that was helpful. I know that it's like information is power. And even if you decide not to coach after this, at the very least, you are open enough to come and get the information. And that in and of itself is a really big deal. But we do ask that after this wraps up and we hang up, shoot your coach a message, or if you're watching this later, if you're watching the recording of this, shoot Morgan or I a message and just let us know your thoughts either way, whether you're in or you're out or you want to do this or not. But it is a really, really exciting and super fun time to be a coach, and there is nothing we would love more than to have you be a part of our team and get to experience all of this for yourself. And maybe a year from now, you will be hosting one of these calls to tell people about how coaching has transformed your life. So any final thoughts, Morgs?
No, yeah, just like Cait said, it is a game changer, and it's the best decision that you're going to make. So make it.
Seriously. And then you're going to make friends like me right now, where I'm like, I'm so sad Morgan's so far away.
I know.
I wish we could go get a drink right now after this. All right, guys.